Hey guys, Vladimir here with Desktop Makes. So if you've been following along with my channel, you've noticed the theme here of different approaches to make a soccer ball. And then I decided to go ahead and make the real thing. Check out this beauty. This is a laser cut and 3D printed soccer ball. As you can see here, and I'm going to dive into my approach here in making this, but I went with some laser cut birch here for the light hexagon panels, and then for the dark pentagons I went with walnuts, and then you've got the 3D printed frame around it. So I went ahead and uploaded the files, so I've got the link below if you do want to follow along and make your own. And if you do end up making your own, definitely come back and let me know. Leave a link to a picture of yours so I can check it out as well. And this is something I intend to do a little bit more of in my channel, is actually make some real stuff. All right, let's jump right in. We'll start with the hexagonal frame pieces, and here I'm going with PLA and printing with a resolution of 0.2 millimeter layer height. Now for those initial runs, I started with only 4 on the build plates, but as you can see here, I can fit quite a bit more. I also went with PLA and the same resolution for the clips. The difference here is I was printing by object instead of by layer. And then we go on to the laser cutting. I'm using 3 millimeter plywood here. Before I committed to cutting 20 of these panels, so 20 hexagons, 12 pentagons, I needed to do a fit test. So I cut one to test, and as you can see here, it was just a little bit too loose, and I wanted a real friction fit there, because what I was going for is to assemble the whole thing without using any glue. So I went back to my Fusion design, readjusted the size there on the pentagon. Basically I brought it in by 0.1 millimeters and then tried it again, and perfect fit. I repeated the same exact thing with the birch hexagon, and once I was happy with the fit, I loaded up a 3 millimeter 12 by 20 inch piece of plywood onto our Aeon laser cutter in the maker space. And the strategy I took here was to export the Fusion DXF files, import them into Lightburn, pattern them, set my settings, and I was ready to roll. Repeated the same thing with the 3 millimeter walnut plywood here. And then next we're gonna look at that little clip that I designed. Now I went through several iterations here to get to this point. Actually, those little pins you see on the table, I've got a lot more of those. And finally settled with this design here that has a little bit of a flex in the middle, a little springing action that allows it to click and just grab both framing panels. That really comes together nicely in building the part. Okay, so I was happy with how the plywood fit on the frame, and I was very happy with how the clips held the frame together. So next it came to assembling the entire thing. And this part is very fun, relaxing, reminiscent of putting together a Lego set. Basically, just pour a cup of coffee, throw on a podcast, and start building. Now, the goal here, if you recall, was to make it so that everything was friction fit, that I didn't want to have to use any glue. And this worked really well, except for like 2 of the panels that kept coming off. So at the end of the day, I decided I had to use glue, because even if all the panels fit but 2 kept falling off, that would be a huge pain. And if I'm giving this to someone as a gift, you don't want to have to deal with that. And especially with the nature of wood, how, you know, it's going to expand and contract depending on humidity. I couldn't really rely on having a tight tolerance fit throughout all the different conditions. So I went with glue. I'm using CA glue here, and I have 2 different bottles here. One that I tested was a very thin glue, and then the other one was a very thick one, like a gel-like glue. And I gotta say, the very thick gel glue worked better. You probably don't need to go full gel, but more of a thicker glue, because the thin glue just kind of goes all over, and then it gets on the wood and it absorbs, and it sort of ends up staining the wood. So it was a little more pain to deal with that, because I ended up running out of the gel and had to use the thin wood the rest of the way. So if you do decide to make it, go with the thicker glue. And here is how it turned out after assembly. Let me know what you think. And if you don't have access to a laser cutter, or simply would rather 3D print the panels, I've included those files as well. If you enjoy projects like these and want to be able to create your own, the best way to get started is to learn how to design and 3D print your own ideas. And I've got the perfect getting started path for you. Click on the link below in the video description to get my free online course. Create and 3D print your first model. And if you're an educator, check out my classroom license to Foundations of 3D Design and 3D Printing, along with my professional development package. feel free to reach out with any questions. All right, let's take a look at the Fusion design here. And as you can see, the only parts you need to 3D print are just 3 objects here. Let me turn on component coloring here so we can see it a little more clearly. And so you see I designed these as components. The last one here is just where I saved the DXF files that I exported to the printer to go ahead and cut the panels, which I'm not showing here. But let's untoggle the rest of these. So let's look at the pentagon here, and then I've got the hexagon, and then in between them I have the little clip that holds it all together. And so basically you're printing 12 pentagons, 20 hexagons, and a lot of these little clips. I don't remember the number. If any of you know, let me know in the comments. And the little extrusions you see here, that's actually very important because that's telling me how I'm lining these up. So you do have to be careful in the way you align these, because there are different lengths to the pentagon side and the hexagon sides, and that has to do with how this is tapered in. You have to have the very specific angle here in order to put these together and actually make a sphere. There's a whole different design problem there that I had to solve, but I'll leave that for a separate tutorial. But basically just want to show here the 3 different components. It's just 3 objects. You just load up your build plates with these 3 models and print as much as you need. And if you're interested in seeing a full design tutorial of how I approach these and getting these angles and lining these up, let me know in the comments below. If I get enough requests, maybe I'll put one together. I've included a link to the 3D print files below, and Patreon members get access to the Fusion file. You like it? All right, let me know your thoughts on this project, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments.